Metal versus plastic spray tan guns. There is a huge discussion in the spray tan industry about which is better. Everybody has their own opinion, so why don't I include mine? Stay tuned. All right, welcome to Impressive Glow. My name is Gina. I'm the owner and educator of Impressive Glow Spray Tan and Teeth Whitening Training. I am also a beauty business mentor where my ultimate mission is always to help women, moms, single moms learn how to start a side hustle as either a spray tan or teeth whitening technician, or help them grow in their existing beauty business and to build some financial independence in that process. Let me say this the most politically correct way that I can. All right, so let me start off this video by saying this is all my personal opinion between the differences and pros and cons between plastic and metal spray tan guns. And there are going to be some spray tan artists who just love and stick by their particular gun choice for whatever reason. Maybe, you know, they've had issues with other guns, post-traumatic stress, I don't know. However, there's also spray tan artists who do prefer guns just because they make a particular amount of profit as a wholesaler for that particular company. So I want it very well known that I am not sponsored by any spray tan company, any spray tan equipment company. These are all just my personal opinions as to me being in the spray tan industry for the last 5 years, working with metal and plastic guns and all the things. Okay, so this is literally just my opinion. All right, so I really don't think that a lot of spray tan artists really understand that there really isn't a huge difference between a lot of machines and systems when it comes to spray tanning. I think there's some great machines that you can get on Amazon that are super affordable. They may not be the best to grow with you in your spray tan journey, and you will eventually have to invest in one of the 4 main machines or equipments that are out there. So Apollo, Fuji, Maxi Mist, maybe it's just 3. But those are going to be the majority of like your professional, good quality spray tan equipment companies. Now, most of they all offer a metal option and a plastic gun option. But for today's video, we are just going to be talking about the applicator, which is going to be the gun choice, whether we prefer metal, whether I prefer plastic. And I'm really just going to give you a comparison of things to think about that I don't think a lot of people are aware of going into making that decision. So I'm just here to help you make the decision that may be best for you because of my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. Ultimately, you choose what you want. All right, let's talk about the most important thing at the beginning of your business, which is price. You know, how much are these guns going to actually cost me? And so that's a really big deal. You know, with let's say with Apollo, which is my personal favorite system. I only use Apollo machines, but of course we talked about Apollo, Fuji, Maxi Mist, all of the different options between your spray tan equipment. But the price of just the gun, okay, I'm not talking about the entire machine, the hose, the compressor, all of that. When I'm just talking about just the gun. So when you're thinking of the difference between a metal and a plastic gun price, Apollo's plastic gun starts at $160. Not too bad. When you go to the metal option that they offer for the same system, just a different gun, metal versus plastic, starts at $392. So there is quite a big difference between that metal option and that plastic option. So keep that in mind when you are going to, especially starting your business, because I think, you know, we want low investment as much as we can. And if eventually you want to try a metal gun, then absolutely, which is great because a lot of these equipment systems, whether it's Fuji, Apollo, or Maxi Mist, you can use the same guns with the connection hose from maybe your plastic system, which is important. Make sure you look at that if you do eventually want to upgrade to a metal gun at some point, that your connection from that hose is going to be the same that you would have used with your plastic gun. Weight. The distribution of weight with with your guns is going to be super important, especially if you may already deal with a shoulder injury or you have some tendonitis in your wrist, you have maybe carpal tunnel. The weight of your gun is going to be super important. Those metal guns tend to be pretty heavy. Now, it may not be quite an issue at the beginning of your business when you're only maybe spray tanning 1 or 2 people a day, but as your business grows and you start to spray tan 10, 15, 20 girls a day, that starts to become an issue. So plastic guns are far lighter than those metal options. So make sure if you're already dealing with some type of health issue with your shoulder or your arm, understand that you're just going to be adding more weight to that. And if you don't have an issue with your shoulder or your wrists or elbows now, you may get that in the future just because of all the movement with that metal gun. So keep that in mind. Application. I think that the biggest conversation in the spray tan industry is that a metal gun is going to give you a finer mist. Now that may be true for somebody, but the way that I look at that is if I just really understand the settings of my gun, I can control how fine or how thick that solution is coming out or how much overspray is coming out. With my plastic gun, because I exclusively only use plastic guns, I do not use a metal gun anymore. But with a plastic gun, I am very aware as to how open that airflow is on my gun, and also understanding that spray tan solution comes in different viscosities, just meaning that some spray tan solution is a lot thinner than some other spray tan solution, which is a little bit thicker. And so if I understand how thin or how thick the solution is, I can adjust the air pressure on my plastic gun to give me a finer mist or to make my solution come out a little bit more even, just dependent on the solution. So I'm not a huge believer that your metal gun is going to give you a finer application. That may be true for you if you don't understand how to really adjust your settings with your plastic gun. So that may be an issue. Just really understand the settings of your gun and turn it down, because it doesn't need to be so high. Okay, really quick, if this video is getting you excited and thinking about starting the spray tan business, or you just started your spray tan business and you're thinking, what other things do I need for my spray tan business? I actually just recently posted a video about all the things you need to start and be successful in your spray tan business right from the beginning. So check this video out if you are interested in knowing everything that I suggest for your spray tan business. Now, what about longevity? What spray tan gun and applicator is going to last you the longest? Because there can be issues with that. I will say my plastic guns that I originally started with still work to this day. Like 5 years ago, I'm still using the same plastic gun. I have multiple plastic guns, but I still have the one that I started with originally. Now I don't have the compressor. The compressor did go out on me last year, which again, still lasted me 4 years. But the gun's still with me. I can still use it. I have other plastic guns that have been around for years now. The issue with a metal gun and the longevity of that is the types of solutions we're using. Remember, good quality solutions are using really good high-end quality solutions, which a lot of these can be sugar-based, they can be aloe-based, they could be water-based. There's so many different ingredients that are in these spray tan solutions. Once those ingredients start to run through your gun after a long time, what happens is it starts to build up a lot of cakiness, I guess you would say, in your guns. Now this happens to the plastic guns as well, but what I'm finding, or what I did find, is having to rinse and clean my guns as often as I do because of those different ingredients. I was finding that my metal gun just wasn't lasting. The quality of that gun wasn't lasting for the amount of time I was having to clean it. I think rust can build up a little bit faster on that metal gun, obviously, than a plastic gun. I think even as much as I was lubricating the gun, it just wasn't spraying as well as I wanted it to. Like the pieces inside of it weren't as lubricated. There was just a big difference between how long that gun was gonna last me as opposed to the plastic guns that I use. I guess that's how I want to say it. Now, what about repairs? What about the different types of equipment pieces on your guns? Now, I did tend to find that a metal gun has far more working pieces, different types of bolts, different types of things on a metal gun. And oftentimes, you can buy the different pieces separately if something needs to replace, but there are quite a few pieces on your metal gun and even your plastic gun that aren't sold separately, so you would need to buy an entire gun if, let's say, you misplaced a piece as you were cleaning it or something broke on it. But if I had to replace an entire gun, I would much rather a $160 gun rather than a $380 gun that I would have to replace. Also, with all those different working pieces, it's a little bit more expensive to have to purchase those if something were to happen to your gun. So think about that. The repairs on it may also be an issue as you start to go on into your spray tan journey as a business owner. So that's a cost. All right, so I hope these tips helped you guys in terms of making a decision between a metal gun and a plastic gun. I know it sounds like I'm super pro plastic gun, which I am. I mean, I really am. I just think that you're gonna get more life out of a plastic gun. You're gonna save your arm. They're easier to clean, and they are just like die-hard guns that are gonna last you forever. Now, if you are a metal spray tan gun user, all good job. Like, if that's what you use, then that's great. If it's working for you, absolutely stick with it. If you're wanting to experiment, this is literally just my opinion, especially for girls who are just coming into the industry, and things to think of that, you know, maybe you didn't think of before when you're thinking of the options of what you want to purchase. So again, all my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget, I offer online, live virtual, and in-person spray tan and teeth whitening training here in my studio in Southern California. So please check out all of the information I have. I'm going to leave all the info in the description below. And I have another video. If you need to know or want to know what it takes to start your own spray tan business this year, start making about, you know, minimum $100 an hour. I talk about that in this video, all the things that you need to start your spray tan business. And I have playlists all about spray tan and teeth whitening business. So stick around, subscribe, do all the things. For those of you who haven't been here for a while or who just started following me, my ultimate goal as a YouTube person is only to get 10,000 subscribers, because my kids say that I'm not cool unless I hit 10,000. Subscribe just for that reason. Bye guys.